and welcome along to another edition of the Sports Express Show with myself, I and the new and right now we're going to review a fight which was a slugfest. The heavyweight championship was on the title. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, WBC and the lineal heavyweight title were on the line. And what a fight it was, Sanele. We predicted a Fury win.
Yes.
At the end of the day, that's what happened. Fury won the fight.
Yes.
But we also didn't see this one coming because Deontay Wilder floored Tyson Fury twice. You know, even though his fight wasn't sustained for the whole fight.
Yes.
But he actually gave a good account of himself, and he was slightly better than he was in the previous fight.
I think he was way better.
Yeah.
I don't want to lie, because for me, you could see that he was coming into it tactical. I mean, you could see
he went at him from the first bell.
From the first second that bell went, son, he went for the body. So they clearly had a tactic for him to go for the body, so that eventually Tyson Fury would drop his hand to try and protect the body.
Yeah.
And then obviously that will open up the head so that right hand could come through. But I mean, he is fighting against one of the greatest heavyweight boxers currently on the planet, still active in Tyson Fury. Undefeated on top of lineal champion on top of that. I mean, that fight, you could see that the Gypsy King was analyzing the first round. He didn't really throw any punch. I think he threw like one, if I'm not mistaken, in the first round. And then he started getting into it. And Wilder started getting into it as well. And we started getting into it as well. Wow.
Yeah, because it was around, because Fury dropped Wilder first.
Yes.
Right, I think it was in the third or fourth round.
Yes.
And then Wilder came back. And he dropped Fury twice. And you remember I texted you at that time, I was like, Fury is dazed.
Yes.
Like when he fell the second time, because the first time it was like he might get back up, and he did. But for the second time, I saw the look on his face, and he thought he's like, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. And in fact, the first time that Wilder got dropped, I was like, here it goes. I don't want to lie to you.
This time it's going to finish earlier.
Yeah, it's going to finish earlier. I'm like, here it goes.
Yeah.
But credit to Wilder, bro. He comes back, knocks him down, and then he knocks him down again. When you sent me that message that Fury looks dazed, I was like, he looks dazed, but we know Fury by now. He's eaten two of the biggest punches in boxing history, and he ate them up as if they were porridge, my son, and he got back up. And this was the case where he did more of the same, please. He said, yes, ma'am, more please, and he got back up, and boy, oh boy, the action wasn't...
the rest of the fight was just a beat down of Deontay Wilder.
It was a beat down, and what did not help is the way he got so tired, bro.
Yeah.
I had never seen Deontay Wilder that tired in my life. I think
he was drained.
He was so drained, and so early on, you actually thought, how long is this guy gonna survive? Because I feel his fatigue gave more of an upper hand to Fury than Fury actually being the one who was mostly dominant, but I feel that his fatigue played a massive part into that boxing match, because by the fourth or the fifth round, if I'm not mistaken, you could see that Wilder was absolutely gassed out.
But how do you explain that, Sanele? Because you're looking at two guys completely different in terms of how they look in their body, completely different specimens. Wilder looks more conditioned, he added more weights, both of them actually added more weights for this fight.
Yes.
Wilder looks more chiseled, more conditioned.
I mean, that man was...
But he got tired more, he got tired first. And Tyson Fury, the fat man, in the 11th round, actually, he looked like he just started the fight.
I mean, and that's the crazy thing, because here we are, we're having a man who looks like he was chiseled out of granite, my man.
Yeah.
But he gassed out, and I feel like, from my own personal point of view, I feel like they didn't work enough on conditioning to accommodate the extra muscle that they put on. So I feel like they were...
You feel like he was too heavy?
Not too heavy.
For himself, like his own weight?
I just feel like they did not compensate for that heaviness. I think it was the right idea to come in heavy, because when that right hand comes, then it will have more of an impact.
Power, yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they did not account for the cardiovascular system to keep up with them. And then on this side, you get the fat man. I mean, after he was dropped, I think he gave it one more round, and then he looked like he just started the fight, my man. And you're thinking, how is this guy still so fresh? And I remember the commentator at one stage is like, Fury can go an extra 15 rounds. And I'm looking at him and I'm like,
you can't disagree.
He can, bro. It really defies all logic to me and all flipping anything that has to do with the human body, these two guys should be studied. I'm sure Wilder won't be excited to be studied in this case, but I'm sure Fury will, because wow, Fury's conditioning, Fury's fitness is on another level.
Yeah, a fight for the classic. It was a classic fight, one for the ages.
Yes.
But obviously at the end it was quite disappointing to see that Deontay Wilder wasn't really a sportsman at the end. You know, he wasn't happy about the defeat, and he had to leave off, you know, without shaking Tyson Fury's hands, which is not something we want to see, because it was such a good fight from both guys, and then it had to end like that.
Look, for me, I feel that, you know, after that second match where Wilder got beat the F up, I just felt like this fight, because it was such a slugfest, because it was so hard, I thought at least he would give them the respect that he deserves, and to shake hands and just have a drink about it at Gubeleni. But I mean, he did not subscribe to that for some reason, and I feel like he's a sore loser. I think that now is in his DNA. That he's just a sore loser. Let's throw some empathy on him, because he went 40 plus matches without losing. He went 40 plus matches not ironing people out. In fact, ironing them the fuck out. You know, not just like boom. No, he was
completely.
I think his strike rate was like 95% before this boxing match. So I get it. He has this ego, he has this cockiness, he has this arrogance, and we as the boxing fans also put fuel onto those flames, because I mean, we'd never seen such a boxer.
We thought he was unstoppable.
And we thought he was unstoppable. We've never seen a boxer with such punching power and with such statistics. So I get it, but at the same time, at the end of it all, you have to show sportsmanship, and that is what combat sports is about. It's about, at the end of the day, the better man beat me.
It's the honor.
And let's just show each other respect. I'm not saying they should be buddy, but just
for that moment.
No, just for that moment. Just respect each other, and that's it. But for me, it did leave a sour taste, because during that fight, my respect for Wilder as a boxer, well, not as a boxer,
as a fighter.
As a fighter.
A warrior.
The warrior, the fighting spirit, the man from the fourth or the fifth round afterwards.
It's a miracle that he made it to the 11th round.
Fighting purely on heart and fumes.
And instinct.
There was no flipping any tactics. All tactics were fucking gone. Anything that he went through in training or sparring,
it was gone.
That was gone. And he lost it until the 11th round. How did he do it? I don't know. And it showed heart, and for me, I don't want to lie, it endeared me to him even more, because he showed that warrior spirit. But he did not complete. It shows that he's not a true warrior, because every warrior at least shows respect to the guy that beat him.
The man definitely has a chin of steel, but the chapter is closed now. They've had their 3 fights. We're not going to see another one, right?
Thank goodness.
So thank goodness that's done. Tyson Fury practically beat him 3 times. I think we can all agree with that. But now, moving forward, I think things are quite interesting, because before we started shooting, we actually got the news that Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn have exercised the rematch clause for the Usyk fight. So that's going to be happening again.
To be expected.
To be expected. And Fury might fight a mandatory fighter for the WBC, which is Dylan White. You know, that's...
If he wins that fight,
if he wins the fight, of course. So, what are you seeing for the future, my brother? There's talks of also Wilder and Joshua without the titles. Do you think that's something that we'd want to see? Because I feel like those guys have unfinished business as well.
No, it's not something that I want to see. I feel like, honestly, Fury took the spark out of Wilder. The other thing that makes me say this is the fact that Wilder spoke about retirement before this bout actually ever happened.
Do you think he's out after this?
Why would you speak of retirement, bro? Like, I think these are things that you should be dismissing, but he's clearly looking at it as a viable option. And he said, I mean, after he gets this one, I mean, he's looking to sail in the sunset, my man. And I feel in this case, Wilder snatched his soul 3 times, and the third one was just the end. And I feel this is the time where he should take that retirement clause and just sail off into the sunset.
So you don't want to see Joshua Wilder?
I'll watch it because I'm a fan. But I don't want to lie to you. If it happens, great. Okay, whatever. But I'm not gonna be saying I want to see it. I feel okay, it'll be good.
Because they do have unfinished business.
They do. And I don't feel like AJ is going to get his belt back.
Yeah.
And I feel like, obviously, at the end of it all, when it's all said and done, it has to be Usyk and Fury,
Yeah.
which is one that we have to see. And after that display, just going off a bit, God damn, I don't know how Usyk is going to do it.
Sure.
I don't know how
Against
Usyk,
a mountain of a man in Tyson Fury.
and the thing is, if I'm not mistaken, Fury is one of the tallest, if not the tallest in the division currently.
Yeah, and his reach as well.
And
is
his
the
reach
longest.
as well. So he's taller than AJ.
And taller than Wilder.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I feel, God damn, Usyk has a lot on his hands, because at the end of the day, those two sharks have to meet so that there can be a unification bout. But going back to the AJ and Wilder thing, as I don't know, my heart says no. In fact, which one says no? One of them says no, and the other one says okay, sure, whatever.
Okay.
Oh, the mind says okay, sure, whatever, but the heart's like nah.
It's done. There's
It's
no
done.
spark anymore.
It's done. But even this rematch of Ifunayo against Usyk, I feel like this was the perfect time for Ula and AJ to retire. I'm sure, no Wilder, but Diva no Olwandle and the yachts, and they can fight it out there for just to like, hey, I would have kicked your ass, and then they have an exhibition. But yeah, I just feel they're done. I don't want to lie to you. I feel they're done.
We're speaking into the future now. The AJ fight hasn't happened as yet, so we're assuming that Usyk is going to beat AJ. We're assuming that Wilder is going to fight Joshua. So these are all assumptions, but we're going to see how everything is going to fare up. But the one thing that we can say is that heavyweight division ibuyile baba.
No, in fact,
It's back.
I mean, even the undercard bouts
They were looking good, yeah.
where we saw Sanchez, the Cuban Flash. Jesus Christ,
Blitz.
that man, he was, you know what, when I watched him and remember his opponent was formidable. I mean, fear throughout the heavyweight, because he was coming up with and ironing everybody as well. But it was a similar thing, like you said. He was fighting like AJ when he should have, trying to box like AJ.
He wasn't throwing hands.
He wasn't throwing hands. He wasn't doing what he's famous for doing. And he was going up against a very technical boxer in Sanchez, who was technically sound in defense, who was moving around.
Absolutely
He was quick, bruh. Like, when I saw him fight, I was like, what is going on here? And he's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
What is going on here? So I feel that heavyweight boxing is back.
Sure.
And I feel that if every boxing fraternity in terms of ESPN, Top Rank, and if they can just put aside their nonsense, then they could give us all the bouts that we actually need to see whilst the fighters are in their prime.
Definitely, my brother. I think
Guys,
we've covered everything.
I mean, we've covered everything. What did you think about the match? Please let us know in the comment section, and we'll catch you again next time. Please, before we go, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and press the notification bell. And like I said, we'll catch you again next time. Peace.